actually at Atfinity, we did something completely different in the beginning. So we wanted to just offer something for wealth managers, for banks, to actually manage a conversation between a client and the bank. And very soon, when we kind of started offering this and kind of like having meetings with the prospects and explaining what we're going to offer, we noticed they actually can't use this software. They can't use something in many other industries would actually be very useful already because of compliance reasons. And we noticed there's this huge gap in the market that, okay, so to actually have your compliance like handled there, that's for every bank, for every financial institution, that's a huge problem. And based on that, we kind of had to figure out, okay, what's actually the largest gap? Where can we do that? What's actually the market for that? We figured out that piece by piece, it's like the onboarding and the KYC that banks and financial institutions have to do that makes everything a bit more complicated. We started talking to many potential clients. What are you doing? What would help you the most? What's the most efficient way? So we kind of iteratively kind of actually got closer and closer to something that they really need. What we kind of found out is that, actually figuring out what kind of questions to ask to a client is complicated. And it's also very complicated to orchestrate kind of all the other providers that you need to have around that. So if you need to have a signature, or you need to have an identification, or you need a risk check, it's all kind of complicated to orchestrate, and it's complicated to figure out what kind of questions to ask. Okay, I know I need the first name, the last name, but what about more complicated stuff? What about your social security number? What about, okay, if it's a loan, then I need, okay, what's your income? Where do you work? And if it's about like more in-depth KYC, that, well, where do you get the money from? And so you got money from selling a house. Where's that house? And where did you have that? So how's that working out? So we got closer and closer. The asking the question is hard, and then orchestrating is hard. So we basically built a platform to do exactly this, to combine these two things and also have a user interface. We noticed that there's some providers that can give you like a rule engine already, and like very large banks use that. So we talked to, like, for example, like the now defunct Credit Suisse and UBS in Switzerland, and also to like the Cantonal Bank of Zurich and Julius Baer, lots of large banks, and they had rule engines in place to automate this thing. We also realized, well, for even a bit smaller institutions, that's already not working. If you're only like 500 people in a bank, which is, well, it's for a bank not huge, but it's still a large company, or at least a medium-sized company, 500 people. This is too complicated to kind of just have every process kind of sketched out to the absolute letter. You need to have something kind of in between that helps you be a lot faster with like defining this huge flow chart you need to do an onboarding process. So we experimented with a lot of things, and we found out, well, this if we have a rule engine that kind of like calculates the flow chart automatically for our clients, that's super efficient and giving them a lot of benefit. So we built that, tried out. Here's your onboarding process with our new rule engine. Is that helping you? And basically, just iteratively, we just made experiments, so to say, with the market. We built a product in a very fast initial version. We tried with our clients, and then they gave us feedback, yes, no, or with clients, with prospects, with people that were kind of like helping us with that. Like they were in actual banks and asked, would you buy this? Well, if not, well, what do we have to change so you will buy it? So it's probably like 6 to 12 months of kind of experimentation to nail down, okay, this is now what we need.